So, I mean, I don't. Why did I just hit the sounder? That's silly.
I don't know.
Trading the NBA. I mean, if you fill two sneakers with duty and you exchange them, is there really a winner? But I think Rico has the highlight. Pelicans and Wizards make a trade. A lot of duty over here and a lot of duty over here. And all right, you take this shoe, I'll take this shoe. But C.J. McCollum's heading to the Wizards, which if I'm McCollum, I retire. No first-round picks, collection of stiffs.
A 40th pick in the draft.
But I think it definitely speaks to
the Pelicans are breaking up.
Yeah.
And there's a Pelican.
No, there's two of them. There's Trey Murphy
you're
and
right.
there's Zion. They both fit what you would want, but listen, Odyssey.com Rewind, our fabulous rewind feature. Trajan Langdon basically told you, we ain't doing nothing. Now, here was the other breaking news. I think it was stunning. David, you said something very specific. It was more important than Mass this Sunday. People, I'll just tell you, if I told you what David said, some of you may respect him more. Many of you would respect him less. And I think you owe apologies to certain people.
All I got to say.
To who?
The man upstairs you might start with.
I don't know.
I mean.
I don't know exactly
there is no context for what
fruitful
was
and
said.
Multiply. You got to do something, right?
Okay.
I thought maybe you were getting your boys a pet.
Tarek Skubal, the comments.
I was a Homer Simpson meme. Let's just put it like that. I walked in the room.
Right, Rico.
Yes, he was.
Right back
That's
out.
right.
Nope.
So look, Skubal comments, wants to be here, but the business side of thing is not as pretty as the baseball side of thing. Encouraged, discouraged. What is your takeaway? I'm encouraged is that at least it's clarity. Let's go all in. We got 2 years to get this done, this year and next year. And after that, he'll probably be wearing a Yankee hat. Is what it is.
Yankee, Met, Dodger. But I know you want the Yankees, but one of those three teams will probably go after.
Yeah, because it also makes for great radio content. Then Yankees-Tigers takes on a whole different thing. Look, I'd like him to be a Tiger, but I understand why they might not be willing.
Right.
See again, this whole narrative, well, you're not very nice to the Tiger.
No.
I'm very nice when it's warranted.
This tells me, because he says, but there's a business side of the game that's not as beautiful as the baseball side of the game. That's just what it is. Tells me Tigers have made at least an offer to him, and they're not close. So you know what? Rather than sit here and haggle, let's just play baseball, and we'll deal with this at another time.
Yeah.
Because it's only going to make me mad. It's only going to make you mad. So let's just play baseball. That's one thing that we both have in common. That tells me they've tried, and maybe the asking price is too much.
Try again in the offseason.
I'm with you. I'm encouraged because at least I now see the end. This could only be a 2-year thing. So let's get as much as we can. Let's go all in. There's really no excuse because if you're the Tigers, you can't say you were blindsided by this.
No, and that's where I'm encouraged because I just haven't had the fantasy that they're going to be able to get it done.
Right. This won't be like a Max Scherzer where it's just like, oh, you're playing games. Like you're trying right now.
Yeah.
It's just not happening.
Let's go to Matt, 97.1. Matty, what's going on, buddy?
Good, gentlemen. I am encouraged, massively encouraged, because the smoke show is over. And at this point, this is the way I look at it is you have tools, you have assets. You now know this is our asset. This is our tool, and we are going to use you to the best for us, for our team, to get to the next step. That's what you have to do. Because at this point, at least he was kind enough to say, I don't want to be here, whatever code. He doesn't want to be here because he has the money. I get that. We're all about the money. We're all about the future. We're all about taking care of our future, our families, and everything. But at the end of the day, mid-market team, there's always another picture. There always will be another pitcher. And I think we've learned that from Verlander, Scherzer. It doesn't matter. Move on.
Yep.
Use them.
Go all in, and let's try to get this thing done and end a 40-plus year drought. I'm with you. And I don't hold any animus towards him. But what I'm not going to allow is Boris to be vilified and the player gets off scot-free. That doesn't work.
Right.
David, go ahead. And don't say what you said during the break.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, really? Would you like me to paraphrase?
Discouraged. Scooble wants a championship, so force Harris to make a move. Since you'll be here for 2 years only, force him to make a move. Wow.
Listen, can't force anything. But here's the one thing I think that's interesting, and I thought the morning show did a very nice job with this the other day. It was, how many players do you think they need at the deadline? I could say with a straight face 4. Mm-hmm. Well, how could you say that? They have the best record. Okay, first of all, this best record in baseball stuff has to stop. First of all, you play in the JV. It's the American League. Okay? Yes, you've had an incredible start. We're all thrilled. But you got to stop acting like, oh, we have a better record than the Dodgers, ergo better than Dodgers. You're not.
Right.
I think they need 2 relievers. I think they need a starter, and I know they need a right-handed bat.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, deadline's over a month away. I'm going to let Scott Harris do his work. Yeah. If they choose to go Langdon, well, then my head would explode.
Best record in baseball is quite seductive, but it's
June.
Right. It's hey, Javi's leading in vote getting in the All-Star game.
Oh, God.
It's not over yet. But it's kind of like that. Like, wake me when we're done, not in the middle. So, yeah.
David.
I'm seriously getting sick of the contract talk. It's reaching Bregman status for me. Make an offer he can't refuse. If he refuses it, now we know where we are.
But here's
Rory
my
and
thing.
Clarkston.
Why should the organization do something they're not comfortable doing? I want to say it to you again. You just saw the best pitching prospect in baseball blow out. You're not going to have Jackson Jobe until 2027, okay? And in a really meaningful way, i.e. 180 innings, 2028. Scooble's already had Tommy John, and he's already had a flexor tendon surgery. You have him for 2 more years. I'm not going to harangue the organization if they don't put 10 at 400 or 8 at 340. Like, what am I supposed to yell at them about? I can't. Like, the time to do it was last year. If it wasn't going to be able to get done, you trade him. One problem, Disney movie happened. Now we're not trading you. You're stuck in the middle, and you're just going to go.
Because the thing about pitchers, Mike, and you know this, when they go fast, they go quickly, and it's just like, wow, what happened here? It's like a running back. All of a sudden, they're at the top of their game.
Yeah, like I had Garrett Cole, and then all of a sudden it was gone.
That was an injury, okay?
That's what happens to them.
I know, but I'm saying where all of a sudden he comes back and he's nowhere near the person that he was. It wasn't a shot at, why are you taking things so personal today?
I need pitching. David, go ahead.
Do the Tigers start using Scooble differently, pitching him more innings since they know that he has a shelf life and you don't have to worry about the long-term
Not how
injury?
that works. First of all, he is not that type of pitcher, never has been, never will be. Second of all, if you decide to play some kind of off-brand game where you're going to overuse a guy and endanger a guy, and he's a Boris client, you will never sign another free agent in the history of baseball.
Well, no, I think, and that's where all of a sudden I felt something. I can't pitch today.
You
want to play this game? I'll play the game with you.
You're going to do what you've been doing. He's going to pitch 6 innings primarily. It's probably going to be 6 perfect innings, and that's about it. 90 to 100 pitches. There's going to be a time in the postseason, especially this year, he'll probably be able to gut it out, maybe go a little deeper into the game, maybe have a higher pitch count. But guys, they've handled him beautifully. A part of his success is how they've handled him. Like, you're never going to have Justin Verlander throwing 248 innings again. It's not going to happen. And no, you can't do that to be like, well, we're not signing you, so we're going to kill you. It doesn't work that way. Go ahead, David. Sorry.
Encouraged by this news, discouraged by whatever David's sinful blasphemy was.
It was. I'm not going to
know what you're talking about.
Oh, really?
I
Family's important, man. That's all I'll say.
I walked in the middle of a conversation.
You weren't talking family. You were talking about grits. Except you weren't talking about grits. You can't be putting that above church now. You
That's
know you're
important too.
You're wrong. Hey, don't make me do a dramatization of this at 5:55. It's going to be like a Lifetime movie, Kenny. Real bad acting.
I thought he was getting a pet for the kids.
Right. Why don't we take a TO? We'll get more of the phone calls, the ticket text. 4 o'clock. Kenny's at the negotiating table with me. Something I said yesterday has manifested in the world of the hockey news and rumor mill.
So you taking another victory lap?
No, it's just going to be Kenny's
No,
gonna,
I mean because you actually said this name and it's kind of funny.
people don't care. I just want to deliver for the people. We'll do it next, 97.1. Okay, on the heels of the Scooble thing, I just want to add one log to the fire, okay? So we've all accepted this idea. We got him this year, and really that's all that matters. But you can have him next year too. The all-in principle, meaning, yes, there are people on this station who believe they don't need to do stuff, but I think those people are clinically insane. Here's what I'm going to do. ESPN has their top 50 trade targets. They ranked them. Any target that Detroit's featured, I'm going to go around the room.
Okay.
But here's the key. You have to guess the likelihood the player's traded, because this comes with percentages. So do you want the player? Then I inform you about whether they're really available. Fair?
Okay.
Number one with a bullet. It's Rico's dream. We're going to need a wet wipe in aisle 4. Alex Bregman. Detroit is listed with the Yankees, Mets, and Cubs. Yes or no?
Yes.
Kenny? Yeah, that's a yes?
Yes.
David?
No.
No to you. 10% chance he's traded, so it probably won't matter. Oh, boy. Eugenio Suarez, who's having the season of a lifetime. Detroit on a list of basically 50 teams who need a third baseman.
Yes.
You're a yes. Kenny's a yes.
I'll say yes.
Yes, question mark?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes?
question mark.
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Okay, 50% chance. Also
Okay.
yeah, but you can't have him. Yankees need him.
I was about to say, let me guess, Yankees.
No, I mean, look, we need a lot of stuff. Detroit also listed. Now, this is sneaky. Hear me out. Guy's a scumbag, but he can hit a baseball. You can do the Google. Marcell Ozuna. You know firsthand.
Yes.
Not a good guy.
I'm Ozuna from the Braves. You remember that video?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the right-handed bat. The dude can straight
Yes.
hit.
Yes. If you can overlook.
You can overlook being a piece. Kenny.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. 25% chance. What is going on with your Braves? Are they in? Are they out? What are we doing? Chris Sale's dead. Pack it in. Sell.
If they could play the Mets every game, they'd be okay. Because I don't think they've lost to them yet.
Let me give you a good one. This is a good
And
one.
I'm sure that makes you happy.
This is piping hot.
Okay.
Right? Hot bread out of the oven. Felix Bautista. Closer for the Orioles, who don't need a closer because they blow. You're on the list.
Absolutely yes.
Yes? Best part, too, Kenny? 2 years of control until he's a free agent. Yes. That fits the Scoobs window. Yes. David? Rico?
Yes.
They're saying 15% chance. I say overwhelm them. This is what we call the Poopy Prize. This is the equivalent of stepping in it. Ryan McMahon, third baseman, Rockies. Basically, last year, Javi Baez. That's what you're getting. Interested?
No.
No, we got this year's Javi Baez. All-star.
So we
Javi
trade
Baez.
for McMahon now, and next year he blossoms.
Right.
Okay, Pete Fairbanks. Really good high-level reliever for Tampa Bay. Now, the question would be, is Tampa Bay in the business of selling when they're on fire, but they're dirt cheap, and they're homeless? They don't have a stadium.
They are home.
But you're on the list.
Yes.
You want Pete Fairbanks.
Yes.
That's a yes.
Yes.
Yes, fight.
You need an
Kenny?
arm in the bullpen.
I'll never turn down a quality arm. Yes.
I'm with you, Kenny.
David?
Yeah, I'm on board now. Yeah, yes.
Okay, 60% chance he goes. This is one I would absolutely love here. Also, a noted degenerate. You're going to have to overlook some stuff, including a terrible neck tat. Aroldis Chapman.
I was about to say Chapman. Yeah.
That's a yes.
Yes, absolutely yes.
David?
Yes.
Does he fit the culture?
I don't know whose culture he fits, but you can do the Google. 35% chance, but you're talking about a lefty throwing 102, and Aroldis is having arguably his best season in the last 5. That is a weapon out of the bullpen. Okay. Boy, some of these guys on this list. I'm just scrolling. Oh, here's another one. Tigers. This one will make you throw up all over yourself.
Okay.
Nolan Arenado. He's awful. Want him?
No.
Kenny?
That's the worst sales pitch ever. He's awful. You want him?
Right.
Yeah, that's called what the Red Wings do every
followed by
offseason.
the throw-up sound.
Yeah, that's the poo-poo platter. Yeah, no thanks.
That. He's terrible. Okay, that pretty much is where the Tiger targets are at. So I wanted to run through it real quick, just see where you guys were at with it.
So 2 of the targets, questionable.
Look, I
character.
think any bullpen arm is a yes for me.
Yes.
I want to give A.J. Hinch the tools to do what he does, a little bit more of the chaos. But Ozuna would be a yes for me.
He would be a
Bregman.
yes, but I don't know, because just when you think Atlanta's done,
Yeah, I know. Well, why
Then
don't
they
you make
bounce
up your
back.
effing mind and lose with dignity and sell? We haven't won a World Series in 40 years.
but Mike, we keep beating the Mets, so you should be happy.
You know what kind of fish you are? Selfish. Sale's dead. Just live with it. David Ticketex.
Pride.
In my humble opinion, what's the difference between $40 million a year and $45 a year? That is such a ridiculous a lot of money. And once you get a certain point, you don't really need the extra money. Okay,
yeah, but
so
that's
he's
no.
upset with Scooble.
It's not that. Look, if Scooble would take a 4-year deal, I'd pay him $50 a year. In that sense, the money doesn't matter. But the players want term.
Yes.
Let me explain this like you're a second grader. It's simple. This is Scooble's last bite at the apple. He's already blown out 2 catastrophes for arm injuries. He's closer to 30 than not. This is it. He wants 8 to 10 years. That is my best guess at this thing. And if you saw what Max Fried got and you think you're a hell of a lot better than Max Fried, well, what does that equate to? Yeah. So it doesn't matter that I would love to be like, here, I'll pay you $50 a year for 4. They want the security. They want it. This is it.
And the $5 million is better in your pocket than somebody else's pocket. So that's the difference. I love up here. Oh, it's not a big deal. Okay. Well, then you take the pay cut.
Chapman for sure, Ozuna for sure. Both of them, yes. Bring them here now.
Yeah, look, I think the market is going to be saturated with relievers, and I would trust Scott Harris and Feder and this front office. They have identified bullpen arms at a really high rate, but I think you need 2 of them because a lot of the heroes last year have turned to zeros. It just has.
No, it's almost like the American League caught up to pitching chaos.
Or it's almost like last year wasn't real. It was magic. Oh, I'm sorry. Bo Brisky's not going to throw 102 for eternity?
No.
Crazy. 248-539-9797. If you've been injured in an auto accident, now you're drowning in medical bills, you're dealing with an insurance company that frankly doesn't care about you, you need to call David Feminenio. It's very simple. David will fight for you. Get David, get paid is not just a catchphrase. That is a promise. So if someone you know has been injured, don't just sit there and hope it gets better. Here's a hint. It won't. Call David Feminenio, 855-65-CRASH, or you can go to that website anytime at getdavidgetpaid.com. Thank you, Douglas. All right, NBA draft tomorrow night. Pistons don't have a pick, but I wanted to just show you. We get to delight, now that the Pistons are actually decent, we can delight in others' misfortune. I want to present to you the 4 all-time horrific draft vortexes in NBA draft history. 4 teams, runs of 8 to 10 years, simply drafting the Walter Sleepy Sharps of the world. David, a little music, please. All right, now, the 4 teams. I'm going to give you a hint. You guess the teams. Then I'm going to give you the years. And I want to see if you can fill in some of the bums they drafted. I mean, when I tell you it's bad, this is bad. One of them should be pretty damn familiar.
Portland.
No, just
Okay,
hold on.
okay.
Hold on.
Okay, I thought we got the pick.
This guy's all boned up over here. Hold on. One of them you're mighty familiar with. Another one is a Rico Beard out of town familiarity. Another is a punchline I always use. Regardless of sports, I use this team to describe absolute futility. And the other one has had one of the greatest falls from graces in the last 2 years of any team in the league. Those are your 4 teams. Venture a guess now.
I was going to go Portland.
No. David.
Charlotte.
Yes. That is my punchline. All right. Here are the years. How many of the bums can you name? The run they had from, it's basically their existence, but 2012 through 21. Can you name their first round draft picks?
One I do know.
Okay, go ahead.
Miles Bridges.
Yes, that was 2018. Off court derailed a lot of that.
Right.
David.
Okafor.
No, that was Philly. You want some help?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 2012, Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
Wow.
Adam Morrison has to be on there.
No,
No,
that
that was-
predates it.
Oh, okay.
2013, Cody Zeller.
Ugh.
Okay, we're stacking bums now. Here's a Rico Beard Big Ten crush. You loved him. He went to Indiana, and he torched Michigan State. 2014.
Oladipo?
No, Noah Vonleh.
Oh.
2015. Maybe the most Wisconsin player ever.
Decker.
No, Frank Kaminsky.
Okay.
17, Malik Monk.
Close enough, yeah.
Right.
18, Miles Bridges, PJ Washington, LaMelo Ball, and James Boatwright.
James Boatwright.
Yeah, well, remember, workout guru?
Oh, my Lord.
Shot up the draft board. The local one, it's the Pistons. They made this list. This is from 2013 to 2020. So just go ahead.
So Austin Day's got to be in there.
Hang on a second, Rico.
Killian Hayes.
There you go, 2020.
I'm sorry, you needed that one. Yes, go
All
ahead.
right. It kicked off in 2013. Here's a hint. This player just got shipped out by his current team because he had an awful contract.
Sadiq Bey.
No, think earlier in the week and a team that I think's better than the Pistons.
Chris Middleton.
KCP.
Oh, okay.
2015, Stanley Johnson. 2016, it might be the worst non-narcoleptic pick the Pistons have ever had. 2016, think white guy from Wisconsin who didn't go to Wisconsin.
I was going to say Austin Day.
Henry Ellenson.
Oh,
Luke Kennard and his arthritic knee.
Ugh.
Oh, wait, 2019, the Doug Carr, Scott Anderson. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. Sekou Doumbouya. Yeah, Sadiq Bey, beef stew, and Rico's favorite croissant salesman, Killian Hayes. Let's go to a place Rico loves this town. He would visit there quite often. Spartan owns the team.
Phoenix.
Okay. The run they had from 2012 to 2020 is absolutely astonishing. 2012, I'm just going to give the player to you. You'll never name him. Kendall Marshall.
Oh, my. I would have never guessed that
2013. Think Big Ten big man disappeared forever. popped up to be a valuable reserve for them a couple years ago. Short last name.
I got nothing.
No, Alexander Len. Yeah, I know. TJ Warren. Now, the Devin Booker pick was great.
Yes.
But it's offset by Marquise Chris and Dragon Bender.
Marquise Chris.
Shout out
Bender, you know?
Shout out Apple Jackson, Josh Jackson. DeAndre Ayton, which was a terrible pick because they could have taken Luka. Why didn't they? Because Robert Sarver's a huge donor to University of Arizona. Their cardiac medical center is named after him. They wanted the Wildcat, Cam Johnson, and Jalen Smith.
Well, Cam Johnson's pretty good, but yes.
The last one. 2 years ago, you would have thought they were building a power in the West. The phrase light the beam.
Oh.
Now,
Sacramento.
Now they've just decided we'd rather be the Chicago Bulls with worse uniforms, and we'll take all of your players in a bizarre Martian roster flip. Here we go, 2011 to 2018. The guy they took in 2011, white guy, rapper, Glens Falls, New York.
Wasn't white chocolate, was it?
Has a name no one's ever heard of before. White chocolate, you're only about 20 years too late.
You said white guy.
Yeah, more than one of us play the sport, okay? I give you Jimmer Fredette.
Oh, my God.
2012, where are my Jayhawks at? Had notoriously tiny arms. He was the Dominic Raiola of the draft. He was a T-Rex. Thomas Robinson, fifth overall.
Yeah.
But if you didn't have enough there, let's run it back the next more. Ben McLemore, Nick Stauskas, Willie Cauley-Stein. Oh, ready for this? This is the best. 2016. This is why the one and done rule stinks. This guy stunk in college for a year and he still got taken. Scala BCA.
Oh, my.
But wait, they're not done drafting ass. 2016. Oh, they got a Greek freak, all right. Except this guy's like a paint salesman. George Papagiannis. De'Aaron Fox was good.
That was supposed to be a good pick.
De'Aaron Fox was good, and they followed that up, not capitalizing on the Suns' idiocy after Ayton. They had hired Luka's coach. Didn't take him.
Yes.
They took noted Michigan Animal Rescue League product and all-around mutt, Marvin Bagley III. So next time you're a little sad, the Pistons aren't going to have an active offseason. Guys, you're out of the vortex and you're living the good life. Those are your four.
No, I remember Stauskas going there, and I thought he was actually going to fit in.
Yeah, well, you were wrong. So listen, 4 all-time bad decades by 4 bad franchises.
Wow.
See? No
some
pressure.
Of those right, some of those names.
Dragon Bender. Where's he at? Should be a VH1. Where are they now on some of these guys?
It really should be.
Scala BCA?
Jimmer Fredette.
Yes. Noted rapper.
Marquise Chris.
Yes. All right. That's your NBA Blitz thing, question mark?
Brought to you by MyMichiganRoof.com. The Tigers open up a 6-game homestand at Comerica Park tonight by sending Tarek Skubal to the mound against the Athletics. The Tigers salvaging one of their 3-game series in Tampa before the off day yesterday. Parker Meadows had a 3-run home run in the series finale, and despite his struggles so far this year, manager A.J. Hinch thinks he's coming around. The 49-30 Tigers have the best record in baseball entering tonight, but they're now only a game up on the Dodgers. The 32-48 Athletics last in the AL West despite that strong start to the year. They send their big offseason signing Luis Severino to the mound tonight. First pitch 6:40, pregame at 6:15 right here on 97.1. Pistons president of basketball operations Trajan Langdon says the team does not plan to be super aggressive this summer with trades or free agents, saying continue to develop the team's young talents the priority. He says for the number 37 pick in this week's draft, their strategy, best player available. Another big trade in the NBA this afternoon. The Pelicans trading guard C.J. McCollum and center Kelly Olynyk to the Wizards for Jordan Poole and former Pistons first-round pick Sadiq Bey. And former Red Wings captain and Stanley Cup champ Hendrik Zetterberg falling short of being inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Zdeno Chara, Joe Thornton, and former Spartan Duncan Keith among the inductees. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Luke Sloan. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
4 o'clock, great to have you with us. I've been looking forward to this all day. So yesterday, I manifested something, and it has now reached buzz phase. So yesterday, we do what we normally do. We bemoan, as Rico often hearkens, I bemoan, the Detroit Red Wings. And I brought up a player, and it's a player on my team. And I said, well, Kenny, here's something I'm hearing out of New York, and it's been in the papers. What about Noah Dobson? Now, for those who don't know, Dobson, and I don't feel like arguing. So do I think he's better than this? Probably. But I don't feel like arguing, especially with hockey nerds. A largely insufferable lot. He's a top 20 defenseman in the league. Full stop. Okay? He's a top pairing defenseman. Do I think he's probably top 15 or top 12? Yes. He's 25. Did not have the same year this year as he had the year prior. Noted, neither did the whole Islanders team. The point is, Noah Dobson wants his Machni. So, the Islanders have a new GM. Lou Lamoriello, at age 136, decided to step down. So now, no one really knows what the Islanders are going to do. He's a restricted free agent, which means you can negotiate a contract. Nobody can swoop him up. But it's kind of out there. So, Kenny was like, Mike, you're not going to believe this. I go, what, Kenny? He goes, the Wings and Dobson are linked. So, couple of different websites. And the prediction on this particular one, the Daily Face-Off, is this the place you okay. If he's traded, it's Detroit. There's your headline. So I said, well, Kenny, we're going to role play. Not like you at home, where you're like Officer McNaughty or whatever you got going on over there.
Flying everywhere.
The point I'm making... You're going to be Steve Yzerman, so try not to daydream, and you don't get to say no and no.
I resign. All right, we're done.
And we're done here. But we're going to role play a little bit because now you're negotiating with me. I am going to represent Matthew Darsh, or whatever his last name is, the new guy from Tampa running the Islanders. I am willing to trade you Noah Dobson.
All right.
But you got to make me an offer.
All right.
So, Hockey Elite, sit back, listen, and then I think we can hash a deal out. I have looked at everything. I have looked at the cap table. I have looked at the Islanders' future, not that there is one. I've looked at the prospects. I've looked at positional analysis. I have a very targeted ask for Noah Dobson. Kenny, do you want to make me an offer?
I would like to hear your ask.
Well, fine. Because
smart, Kenny, very smart.
Well, that's fine because this won't be much of a negotiation. Let me start by telling you what I'm going to do for you. I'm not asking for Axel Sandin Pellikka.
All right.
I'm not going to offend you with that. I don't want the number 13 overall pick. You get to keep it. You can sit there and worship your little draft picks the way you do in that cute little town of Detroit. Okay?
No.
Okay, here we go.
I feel a rake.
And
I do too.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I am not going to ask for Sebastian Cosa either. Here's what I'm asking for.
Okay.
For one, to get us off to a good start, I will take Tarasenko's dead body off your hands for $4.25 million.
All these things that you're saying are sounding very good so far.
Okay, so I'd like to take Tarasenko off your hands. Listen,
Sure.
Dobson's going to be expensive for you.
Yes.
So let me help you pay him.
Sure.
Okay, change of scenery for Tarasenko. My team could use some offense.
Do you want Justin Holt, too? You can have him.
Don't push your luck.
Okay. Sorry.
Here's the ask. Here's the ask. Ready? After a careful analysis of my farm system and what my NHL roster does and doesn't have, here's what I need from you. First, I need Nate Danielson. Center. I need Nygaard. Power forward. I need a winger. I need a power forward. It's got to happen. And I also want Trey Augustine. He's nowhere close. I've got Sorokin signed into eternity. Augustine is still on Shaw Lane partying at Michigan State. He's years away. You get to keep Cosa. You get to keep Pellica. And you get to keep the 13th overall pick. And I free up several $1 million of your cap. You get Dobson, top 15. I get the prospects I so desperately need that Lou Lamoriello shredded through in order to win us. Wait, let me check the rafters. Nothing. So it's Tarasenko, Danielson, Augustine, Nygaard.
All right. This is where we begin negotiations.
There's really no negotiating. That's the offer.
I have one swap.
What's the swap?
Take out Nygaard. I give you the pick.
I don't want the
pick. I give you 13.
No, I need a power forward.
I want a power forward.
Too bad. Kenny, the reason I'm doing this, and Rico knows it, this is supposed to be, it's supposed to cause you consternation.
Yeah,
it's supposed to sting. You want a top 15, top 20 defenseman who's 25, fits the window of this team.
And you'll have him long term once you presumably give him that deal.
I'm taking a dead body. I'm not taking your top goalie prospect, and I'm not taking your top prospect. And you can keep pick 13. You can roll it up nice and tight and put it where the sun don't shine. Don't care.
Yeah, supposed to hurt, Kenny.
That's what I want.
It does
It's
hurt.
not DeBrincat for McDavid.
No, it's not an NHL 25 trade where you can just put enough things so that the other side works. No, I think at the end of the day, I do that deal. I make that trade.
Now we're having fun because now you get to incur the wrath of your fan base.
Oh, believe me, I've already been left, right, and center lately with that fan base.
Okay, people.
They hate me.
Do you agree with Kenny running your organization or not? Noah Dobson might be available from the Islanders. 25, restricted. You're going to sign him. Boy, does he make your blue line better in a hurry.
Yeah, puck-moving defenseman makes your decor so much better.
And it's kind of a 2-for-1 because you're bringing up Pellica. Think about it. Your top 4 would be pretty nasty.
I was expecting a lot worse.
No, I know. I want to make it sensible. Look, I don't think the Islanders have a future. I know we need to rebuild.
Now, why didn't you want the pick?
It doesn't serve me I don't want things that take till 2030.
Okay.
I need Danielson because after next year, Peugeot's off. Look, I looked at the cap table.
No. Just for people saying, well, just take the pick. Like, why wouldn't the Islanders want the pick?
Yeah, and again, part of it for me is like Anders Lee is going to be an unrestricted free agent after this season. All right, well, Nygaard and Danielson help fill that. Same thing with JG Peugeot. Those guys go out. I get youth to replace, to go with Horvath, to go with Barzal. I'm drafting a defenseman number 1 overall, and the Schneider kid, we're getting Dobson out. I don't need any of your trash.
Gotcha.
Tarasenko's a 1-year fill. I can spin him for spare parts at the deadline. And the pick, that's 2030. The reason I want Augustine is, A, Sorokin is signed into eternity, 2030. But Augustine is at least 2 years away from playing a
It'll
role.
be around that time.
Yeah, so it just buys me time that I could get to 27 or 28 and then bring Augustine up to go with an aging Sorokin at that point, and I have security.
And you're already banking on Cosa being your goalie of the future, so that's already in place. We don't need terribly an Augustine.
Okay. Listen, I think I made a thoughtful offer. Is it a stiff price? You're damn right it is. But it's supposed to be. So you got to keep Cosa. You got to keep Pellica.
The Nygaard thing hurts. That's where the pain quotient comes in.
But you know what? I am owed a power forward. We drafted young Todd Bertuzzi, and we got rid of him before he got good.
And you've done that a couple times now, huh?
Yeah, including drafting Eric Lindros's brother Brett, and then he hit his head on the post, and he got a concussion and never played again.
What about weren't you not a fan of Rick DiPietro?
Hated him. Oh, I know. We're drafting a power forward, Kyle Ogposo. Just please.
I wasn't going to bring that one up.
Guys, tell me right, are you in support of what Kenny has done to your organization? The Noah Dobson files. 248-539-9797. I get Danielson, I get Nygaard, I get Augustine. I take Tarasenko off your hands, and you get a 25-year-old defenseman you're going to pay $10 million a year. In essence, you'll pay him $6 because the Tarasenko money's gone. That, to me, is more than fair.
Okay.
What say ye? Was I fair, Rico?
No, that was Mike. That was more than fair. I was expecting just a bludgeoning. I thought you were going to come out here.
You know what I like about it? All their pretty little prospects. It's going to force Wings fan to at least think. Because here's what it comes down to. I think Wings fan and Piston fan are very similar in this regard. They like it's like they like this the prospect porn. They love their little prospects.
No.
And they can't bear to live without them. And they're like, ooh, look at this.
You know why, though? Because with prospects, you don't have to hit the button to start now.
Right, 7 years in.
Prospects means, not yet. We're not ready quite yet. That's what prospects do. It kicks the can.
Think about your pairings. I mean, think about now. I know he's not a left-handed shot, but you'd have Pellica, you'd have Evanson, you'd have Sider, you'd have Dobson. I mean, your top two pairings on defense, the upgrade, I can't even use an adjective to describe it. Think about that. Kenny refuses to speak to me. 248-539-9797. What's wrong, Kenny?
What if we take out Nygaard?
No.
And then we give you 13 and you also get Soderblom. He's a big dude.
No, I don't want him. He's a bum. No. And here's the deal. You know what? You don't like the deal I offered? I'll keep my top 15 defensemen. I'll pay him because news for you, I've got 21 million cap space.
It addresses one of the biggest needs on your roster, and it also allows you to bump basically everybody down. You can push Justin Hall out of the lineup permanently. You can.
Well, he sits next to Costa most games.
Yeah,
he's already
he's
out
in
of
the
them.
press box.
That's why, Kenny, how would you? I mean, I get you're trying to get the best deal, but
no, I mean, at the end of the day, I take that deal
because I gave him wins. I took Tarasenko, I let him keep the draft pick, and I let him keep Kosa.
He's trying to get rid of the
and
draft
essentially,
pick.
You've gotten rid of Hull, too, because if I stick him in the lineup, Hull comes out of the lineup.
There you go.
Probably buy him out.
Mike, check the gift box. I think he threw the draft pick in there anyway.
Yeah, 248-539-9797. All right, Northville Lumber, the largest Trex decking outlet in the country. And Northville is Michigan's Trex Superstore. They stock all colors of Trex decking, railing, lighting. They have it all the time and at the absolute lowest prices. So whether you're a builder, do-it-yourselfer, you can count on Northville to have what you need when you need it. Call Northville Lumber today, or better yet, stop by. Brand new showroom. Take home some samples. Call them. It's Michigan's Trex Superstore. Go to northvillelumber.com. That's northvillelumber.com. Okay. Kenny and I just hammered out a deal. It's very exciting. It's up to the people whether they like it or not. And just understand something. You don't like the deal, don't take the deal. The Islanders don't have to trade this player. Let's just be very clear. So you're trying to get them to trade him. If you say they need scoring and not a defenseman, you're not crazy. If you don't want to pay the freight, don't. The point is you're not going to get the player. Like, I just don't want to live in a world where it's like, well, I'll give you Berggren and a 2. Then forget it. Then shut down the Islanders. It can't be that kind of negotiation. It's supposed to hurt. Now, if you tell me you'd rather put those types of prospects or you'd rather do something different and maybe go get Jason Robertson, hey, all good. Whatever you guys want. But the Dobson thing I brought up yesterday, it kind of materialized a little bit today with some of the nerdy sites Kenny's at. Mm-hmm. Okay, here we are. David, what's the initial feedback?
The initial feedback, first one that came in, Kenny for GM. Yes, I'll take that deal, so he needs to be our GM today.
Okay.
Augustine is the best goalie prospect, so no thank you on trading him.
Okay, well, you enjoy him in 2030.
Someone's asking you, Mike, would you take Kosa and Danielson for Dobson?
No.
Okay.
I don't need Kosa short term. I need a long-term projection as the Sorokin deal begins to fall off the books. I did the research. I mean, I was nerding out on the Islanders farm system. We don't have a high-level goalie in our top 15 prospects. We don't have power forwards. We don't have an NHL-ready center.
Oh, no. You did a deep dive on this pre-show.
It was depressing. It really was.
You were like, oh, no. Kenny's going to dress up in the Batman outfit. And
yes. My heart is filled with pride, Michael.
Thank you.
I'm always happy when you go down the hockey rabbit hole.
Thank you.
No swarm. Or smarm, he says. Trust Kenny caught over Yzerman. And Kenny, we trust. Take the deal.
If we've reached that, you know we've got a problem.
Mike and Kenny, Augustine should be here sooner. Goalie sees puck, stops puck. He's not a teenager going into the corner, digging a puck out. Physically, it shouldn't matter. I'm tired of everyone saying a 20-year-old goalie isn't ready. Bring him up. Bring him here.
You can't.
Hunter and
He's
Clarkson.
at Michigan State. You can't do that. It doesn't work that way.
Both Nygaard and Danielson is too much for me. Would someone like Carter Mazur and maybe a mid-round pick?
Yeah, right. So give me your garbage. Mazur came up for 5 seconds and blew his elbow out. Yeah, great sample size. I'll pass. No, here's the type of deal that guy wants to do. Take my garbage. No.
Once again, all deals, good deals, sting a little bit at first.
And again, if you don't want Dobson, you want an offensive player, go do it. But I don't know that Ekblad's available. You're seeing Sam Bennett's going to stay for less money, so the Islanders have leverage. What's their motivation to help you? Zero.
Looks like Ekblad actually might be available. I guess he hasn't been talking to Florida's camp very much, and they're not really negotiating. So
then you don't need the deal. Do whatever you like.
Again, that's smoke coming out of a camp that we don't know or trust. I mean,
okay.
Let's be fair about this. I'm not going to wait and just say, all right, we're going to pretend that Ekblad's for sure going to be available.
Would you rather have Ekblad or Dobson? All things being equal, age, everything.
I'd rather have Ekblad.
Okay.
But I'm not scoffing at Dobson by any stretch.
You can't. He's a top 20 defenseman in the league.
$10 million plus when he gets that big deal.
And what's Ekblad going to get? 7, 8?
I'd say more than that.
You think more?
Yeah. I think closer to Dobson.
So close to $10 million.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Oh, you can't pay him more than the captain.
Yeah, that's going to look real cute in a couple of years when the cap's gigantic.
I love when you do that.
I mean, that's some of the stupid crap that I hear. Oh, Stevie's never going to pay anyone more than. Oh, really?
I don't think he likes his captain.
Okay,
he
take
may
it
do
easy.
It out of spite. Looks like, seems like.
Okay, thank you, David. Jeez.
They aired their dirty laundry. I didn't. But go ahead, David.
Mike, the deal is fair, and I would do it, but just hear me out. What if instead of Nygaard, we swap it out with Casper and everything else stays the same? That's from Marlon.
Okay. Casper's here and looks like he's going to be a really solid two-way forward for a while.
You just made the trade worse for us.
Yeah.
He is not on my board of governors on the team.
I'm pretty sure the ticket texter's been asked to leave the war room. You've just made this worse.
He actually might be part of their pro scouting department.
Actually, that was from Chris Draper. Wow. Is Drapes texting us?
So when I say something, you admonish me.
I know, that was terrible. I'm sorry. Guys, listen, all right? We'll simplify it. We'll just give you a Pelica. No, that's not how this works. Let's go to Mike, 97.1. Mikey, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's going on with you guys?
How are you, bud?
I'm good. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't think the Wings are in a position to trade for it. Like last year, one of their problems was that their third and fourth line could not score at all. And if you trade two of your kind of offensive prospects, you're going to make that problem worse. And I know I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but like if we try to kind of shoot just for the playoffs, like we're going to end up like the Minnesota Wild. And I know I have not been an Yzerman fan for the past like 2 to 3 years. Like I don't want us to kind of go forward and then just become like a middling team.
Okay, so what is your move, I guess? Like what direction is it? Robertson? Do you make a ball? And I know Marchand got dealt, so that might help them keep him, but like what's the move then, Mike?
If I was hired as the GM of the Red Wings, I would say just another year of pain, just because, well, like Yzerman can't sign free agents. He can't make trades unless the people want to come here. Like Justin Hall's so bad and Tarasenko played so bad. Like, I just don't see like a realistic like way they can make the playoffs. I mean, they're like 6th worst to win the cup according to Vegas. Like, they're in a bad position. They don't have a goalie, and their captain is fighting with their GM. Like, this is not a good situation. Like,
Michael, I have a question for you. Then at what point, why be a fan?
Yeah.
If this is what we're gonna do, I can't support that. I'll watch next year. I might watch out of spite, actually, if nothing happens.
Trust me. Like, if Justin Hall isn't bought out by July 1st, you can meet me at the Ambassador Bridge and we can both talk about it.
That's just not.
No,
I don't think that's the answer either, Mike.
No,
We'll be holding hands and then.
No.
Oy vey.
No.
All right, take it easy. Kenny, would you like to get us back on the rails? I mean, when he said with a straight face, listen, guys, it's another year of pain. Then,
I felt collectively our heads just sink.
Yeah, I'm like, then what is the point of any of this?
That was papers to the face, then throwing it across the room.
Yeah, exactly. No, there's at that point, why be a fan? Why even watch? If you're just condemning yourself to another year of misery where nothing happens and you don't do anything in the offseason, we might be about to see that.
Can I ask one question, though, with the draft just days away? Why have the Wings not bought anybody out?
Your guess is as good as mine. I guess my answer to that would be, and might be hopium, but they're planning on making a deal, and they don't want to do that until the deal is made and they look at what their roster is actually going to look like.
More than fair. I wanted to know if it was an unrealistic expectation.
So, see, I thought it would be a countdown clock. Just like, you know what? The second it says midnight, I think you're gone, and you're gone. See ya.
I think these moves are going to happen simultaneously. If there is a buyout, there's going to be a trade, and then the buyout's right after.
Okay, but what's the trade?
Your trade. If they get,
yeah, right.
So once the deal happens, then the buyouts.
Last time this man had hopium, we were supposed to be getting something outside of the Wallman deal.
Kenny,
I can't go with his hopium right now again.
Kenny,
I can't do it.
I got a feeling you'll be me around, 1:15 this afternoon.
Well, I already said it yesterday. I said they're trading none of the picks. They're going to pick at all 9 picks. They're not going to do anything. I feel like that last caller, we may be looking down the barrel of what he just described.
No way.
Okay.
There's no way.
I hope you're right.
How could
he do it last year? How could he do it the year before?
Because it was too early in the rebuild.
Okay. Maybe 2 years ago. Maybe. Last year he didn't. And he didn't look like he was trying.
But last year he wanted Stamkos. He didn't get Stamkos. All right, I'm not.
Were we a Stamkos away from being a decent playoff team, though?
I'm only telling you what their idea was. I don't know.
I didn't like that idea.
Oh, I didn't love it either because then you had all the hockey nerds calling up, going, "Oh, you can't score 5-on-5." Okay,
I liked it in conjunction with other moves. I would have liked Stamkos here, but I had a feeling that was their offseason plan because clearly they didn't do anything else.
So, do you think the collective faith of the fan base is as low as yours that they're just not going to do anything?
I thought so until I posted a somewhat negative thing about Steve the other day, and I'm still getting hit with like stray elbows. So I don't.
But about what?
Yeah, but see, that's maybe the vocal minority.
Is it?
Hold on, time out. I'd like to hear some of these elbows. Can we do that when we come back?
Yeah, sure.
I want to understand, because Kenny, when you were gone last week, we just did a topic ranking the GMs in town, and we didn't think it was a hot take in the least of like, all right, well, Yzerman's last. Oh my God, some of the bots came out, and I'm like,
I think the bots have been revitalized somehow. I don't know how or why.
You know what? No, because it's the off season. Hope springs eternal. No. It's you know what? There's a big move on the horizon. Just you wait.
I'm starting to agree with David. That's what I said last time.
Yes. Right now, if you're a bot, this is the best time because it's
You're no
Christmas
longer emotional
Eve.
from missing the playoffs. You've calmed down a little bit. The cup finals are over. You can go back to there might be a move coming.
You see a gigantic wrap gift underneath the tree, and you're hoping your name's on it.
They don't want the move. That's the thing. I think a lot of this fan base doesn't want a move. Look, here's okay.
You're
time
right.
out.
They want Steve to be right.
No, I think the exact opposite. Actually, I think they know for sure that a move is coming. They guarantee it.
Okay, what is it, like the suit guy on TV?
Yeah, you're gonna like your new team. I guarantee it.
I guarantee it.
Wow.
You're gonna get Elias Pettersson. I guarantee it. Like what? What are we guaranteeing?
Hope.
Okay, here's Rico. Curiosity.
If you're looking for the best deals on the hottest Chevy models, only one place to go. Hamilton Chevrolet and Warren Hamilton is leading the way with unbeatable prices, top-notch service, and a commitment to total satisfaction, and you will love it. Andrew Pavlik and his sales staff, they want to be your Chevy dealer, so whether you're looking for a sleek sedan, tough truck, spacious SUV, Hamilton Chevrolet has the inventory of brand new 2025 and 26 Chevys. The selection is best right now. So no more waiting months for your dream car. Nope. Hamilton is stocked up and ready to get you on the road in a Chevy that will fit your lifestyle and your budget, including the June Rico deal, a 2026 Chevy Equinox LT for $299 a month for 36 months. Walk into Hamilton with $995 down. You'll drive off with 10,000 miles a year. You know what I say? The best deals are found at 14 mile a mile. Go see my guys at Hamilton Chevrolet for details and find out why Hamilton is leading the way. More at HamiltonChevy.com. Chevrolet together. Let's drive.
Brought to you by Mastercraft Heating and Cooling. Pistons president of basketball operations Trajan Langdon holding his pre-draft press conference at the team's facility today. Langdon says the Pistons' offseason strategy is to keep developing the team's young talent, not push all the chips in on trades or free agents. The Pistons hold the 37th pick in the NBA draft, which starts tomorrow night. The strategy for that pick, according to Langdon, best player available. And Tarek Skubal takes them out tonight for the start of a 3-game series against the Athletics at Comerica Park. Luis Severino goes for them. First pitch 6:40, pregame at 6:15, right here on 97.1 The Ticket. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Luke Sloan. More at 5 o'clock or at 97.1theticket.com.
All right, we'll get to a football today in a little bit. We talked a little Scooble. We've talked about the Wings, some of the trade buzz that's out there. And, yeah, Trajan Langdon, that audio. Wow. Talk about air out of the balloon. But we'll get to it. But apparently, this is what always amazes me. If you say something that the hockey elite, a.k.a. the nerds, don't like, they immediately accuse you of not knowing the sport. Now, that's one thing if you say it about me or Rico, because we love all sports, but certain sports have to take a backseat to others. Newsflash, football makes me money. Hockey doesn't. Well, for Kenny, hockey's life. If you tell Kenny he doesn't know puck, I don't know, man. That kind of doesn't register. The guy charts his own Fenwick. So here's the point. I had David go dig this up on Kenny's social media. David, do you want to read what Kenny said? And I want to hear some of these responses. Why? Because it'll make me laugh. Oh, it's this bad?
So let me give you the original tweet, and I'll give you what he responded to. There was a report that Detroit, Philly, Edmonton among teams actively looking to significantly upgrade their goaltending.
Wait, whoa. Stop the clock. Stop the music for a second. Hold on. Wait.
Detroit?
No, didn't need you. I didn't need the echo. What do you mean we're trying to upgrade our goaltending? What's Kosa for? Why did you acquire Mrazek? What are you doing?
I think they saw a significant enough reversal in his skill where they're like, we need something else because this isn't going to work right now.
Okay, anyone who thinks this plan is going great, seek help. Okay, music, let's get back to business. Thank you.
Then Kenny responds and says, can we upgrade our GM too? Well, and it created
that comment probably didn't go over well with the bots. Let's hear it.
The very first comment is stick to sports you might know.
Oh my God, they went right to it.
Oh, David, if I would, can I read the next one, please?
Sure can.
STFU, Kenny.
That wasn't even that bad of a comment.
I mean, who would you bring in that's available? I really don't see a single person worth bringing in. LOL. This was the roster in 2019 and 2020. You can't tell me with a straight face we haven't improved. So stop with the act. Oh my God. With a screenshot of the roster from 2019 and 2020.
Is that the bar? Is be better than slightly above terrible? Is that what we're doing here?
I don't know.
Also, we still haven't made the playoffs. Don't tell me how much better.
I don't know what we're doing.
This is hard copium. This is the hardest brand of copium you've seen.
I'm just listening. Go ahead. You got another one?
I can't really.
Yes,
say
you can.
This.
You
No.
get creative. Get creative.
Quiet, alcoholic, cousin, lover.
Wow.
Like I'm back at work again.
Nice job by Rico. Great editorial. David?
Ooh, no, that's the extent of it. There's some, that's the extent.
No, come on.
No, that's the extent of it. We're done. We're good.
I can't believe Kenny's remark netted that. And
Stick to the sports you know.
Right. This is the only one he does know. That wasn't meant to be an insult, but I know it's hold on. That
That's a delayed response. I was like, wait, what did he just say?
Yeah, I know. That didn't come out the way it was supposed to. I didn't mean it that way. Okay. Why don't we just move to a few ticket texts and then we'll move along? I'm sorry. That sounded way worse than I meant it to be.
Well, the truth will come onto the light. This deal makes perfect sense, Mike, but Stevie's not doing this.
No.
He makes no solid trades. He drafts his pick and signs useless number 3 goalies.
I'm fascinated.
Clint in a truck.
Clint, I am fascinated with they're looking to upgrade their goaltending. When Kenny and I talked about that last year, we got drawn and quartered. I mean, they executed us in the town square. Now, a year later, they want to upgrade their goaltending. Well, then what is Kosa for?
How come we keep getting thrown under this bus, by the way?
I don't know.
Last time it was we wanted Vlad. People were like, absolutely not. We wanted Bo. Absolutely not.
I don't know.
We want this trade.
But it's the same town that heard Trajan Langdon today say, basically, we're not going to do anything. We're going to develop and, and I don't know. They're all having a bubble bath right now. I don't understand this town. Let's go live to our trophy cases. What's the point? I mean, the Yzerman thing, I don't know how you would have an offseason that doesn't feature some bold swings. Otherwise, what are you doing?
Because I think we were here last year at this time, and when it didn't happen, that's like I said, listening to Kenny has given up hope.
That's pretty bad.
I know.
David, go ahead.
I'll respond to that real quick. It's not that I've given up hope. It's that I'm at the point where I'll believe it when I see it. So maybe I have given up hope. Maybe that's just a fancier way of saying that. But
yeah, I think you just added words.
I think I just changed it around a little bit.
Yes, you alcoholic.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Oh boy.
No. I'm the person, not that. That's.
Oh my.
I just couldn't believe that. It was like, wow. That type of response.
Yeah, just because of a tweet, just because of a response that he wants to put out there, you want to say that?
They're acting like I insulted their mother or something. Why is that?
Listen, man, you're asking to explain Yzerbots. I can't do it. I think at a minimum, no matter how much you love him, no matter how much you appreciate what he did for you, I don't know how you're at least not questioning or having doubts about the plan. Otherwise, you're just not grounded in reality. But if you want to keep spending your time, money, and emotion for years on end with no give back, but that's your prerogative. But I'm not that kind of fan.
No, and I used to have Yzerbot tendencies when he first got to town. But, I mean, eventually you have to slap some expectations on the guy.
Do you?
I do. That's all I can do. I want this team to be good.
I think we all do. That's the problem.
I want them to be great again.
Okay, I'm not playing the drop again. 248-539-9797. FanDuel, giving you more reasons to love home runs on Tuesdays. It is Home Run Tuesdays. Simple. The home run profit boost, MLB wide. It means you bet more home runs, you get more winnings. People love this stuff. It's Cookie's addiction. He's probably got 7 of these in tonight. FanDuel.com/ticket. You can gear up to go yard all season long. That's FanDuel.com/ticket. Dinger Tuesday profit boost. Claim it today. Make every moment more with FanDuel. 21 and up, present Michigan. Opt-in is required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms. Sportsbook.fanduel.com. You got a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
So we are about a month away from teams reporting to training camp. So
stop. Aaron Rodgers was walking alone on the beach with his wedding ring, and his wife is nowhere to be found. Do you believe Aaron Rodgers is married?
well, he's saying his private life is his private life. That's what he said today. So
does this person exist, or is this Manti Te'o 2.0? What the hell is going on?
he also said today that his this is going to be his last
personal
year.
life, Mike. Leave it alone.
And I respect that, but how do you announce that you're married, but no one's ever like how, you
They
can't,
haven't seen a picture. They
you
haven't seen
can't-
anything.
Hey, you got to be Sheikh Mohammed from Godolphin Racing to make people disappear. Okay,
Maybe
so
it's-
come on.
Maybe it's like when Dennis Rodman married himself. I don't know.
You married one of the most famous
There were
people
pictures, though.
You married the most famous
right.
player in the NFL. Come on. The
You're
hell's
right.
going on here?
David, you're right. Dennis Rodman, there was pictures
There
of
was
him in a
pictures.
wedding dress.
Ricky
yes.
Williams and all that. That was
All
there was
right,
pictures.
I'm just making a point. I want to know what's going on.
He also
I think
said
we know.
this is his last year, so he's retiring after this
Oh,
season.
goody. Now
For
say
now-
whatever you're going to say.
For now.
Okay, all right. For
No,
now,
no,
we'll see what
he-
happens.
Everything he says is just for now.
So it's going to be a very important year for many coaches. I want to talk about it because we're going to talk about the hot seat, or maybe not, for some coaches. So they have the list of every coach. We're not going to talk about first-year coaches. We're not going to talk about those they put on the cold seat, ice cold. That's not important. So let's get to the level here of neutral seat. You let me know if it should be hotter or maybe not. You got Brian Callahan for Tennessee, Raheem Morris for Atlanta,
Yes.
Sean McDermott for Buffalo.
Stop. Red hot for Raheem Morris. Enough is enough. Make the playoffs or get it on down the line.
I'm with you for that. Callahan at Tennessee.
No issue.
Really?
No, I'm saying he shouldn't have a hotter seat. The guy just inherited one of the worst places on earth, and he's got a rookie QB. What am I going to do? Fire him?
No, but you couldn't make the other QB work.
McDermott, go lose to the Chiefs again and watch what happens.
That was going to be my question regarding him.
I think Sean McDermott is massively overrated, but they've retooled the defense again. They have focused on adding bigger players. Like, I know that's not nuanced. It's just reality. Every guy they acquired, at least 6'5", 6'6", no more of the mighty mites up front. It's time. Get it done or get the hell out. Enough.
But Raheem in Atlanta, I don't know what you're doing down there. You have all the tools. You should be winning a lot more games.
Next three on this tier will be Matt LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan, and DeMeco Ryans.
DeMeco, I don't know. I don't know how much say-so he has with his roster, because it's almost like they're trying to take away everybody from his offensive line and say, okay, can you win without this? Can you win without this? Can you win without this? Still waiting on Tank Dell. He'll be back tomorrow. No, I'm going to say no for him unless he was one of the reasons why those people left. Shanahan, because there's only so much time that you have with your window closing that I think him and Lynch will be gone. Who was the first one?
Matt LaFleur.
No.
Both guys are
neutral.
totally safe in my world. They
Gotcha.
run really good operations. They're quarterback whisperers. Look at what Shanahan's done with Purdy. Look at what LaFleur's done with Love. I'm good with both. I don't think there needs to be any other heat. And frankly, I don't hold last year against either. You had an injured QB in Green Bay. You had San Francisco retooling on the fly a little bit.
No.
And, oh, by the way, your first-round pick got shot.
No. It wasn't last year. It was kind of the year before where you didn't know the rules to the Super Bowl in overtime.
Uh-oh.
So the last three guys that have a neutral seat, they say, is Dave Canales for the Panthers, Jonathan Gannon for the Cardinals, and Mike McDonald for the Seahawks.
Canales, because I think what you saw at the end of the season with Bryce Young was promising. That if I'm a Panthers fan, I don't feel like, you know what, this season's going to be bad. It's like maybe we could turn the corner. Maybe not the way the people of Chicago would feel, but there's hope there.
Newsflash. If Captain Thanksgiving would have caught the damn football, they would have beat the Eagles in Philly because Bryce threw him a dime.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, catch the ball.
But he was at the Kentucky Derby.
I like Canales. He was. Respect. But bottom line, I'm good. And Mike McDonald, look, I think he's done an okay job. I think McDonald's in a rough spot because that's an organization in a complete.
I don't think you can win there.
Not with ginger idiot Sam Darnold. Definitely not. Surefire way to the unemployment line.
So the next level here, there are three coaches on this level for the warm seat.
Well, that ain't Dayball needs to be scorching hot magma, so they can't be here.
Warm
Sharks with
seat.
lasers.
Mike Tomlin for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Shane Steichen, Colts.
Yep.
Kevin Stefanski, Browns. Warm seat.
Okay, I think the most unfair of these would be Stefanski.
Yes.
You are coaching one of the worst franchises on earth.
Once again, unless it was your job going into the draft to say, let's just get as many quarterbacks as we can.
The Tomlin, look, I like Mike Tomlin. I think he's had a hell of a run. But the Super Bowl's over 15 years ago. They don't win playoff games. They're eternally a 9-8 football team. But it's the Steelers. They've had 3 coaches since Jesus came through the rock on Easter. Like, I don't know what to do. You don't fire anyone.
You know what? Not bad. I'm going to give you that one.
Whatever. He left the
He came
cave.
through the
You know
rock.
what?
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm going to give you that one. Mike Tomlin is the king of good. He's the king of okay. And if that's all you want, fine.
That's Kenny's. Listen, man, just be better than absolutely terrible,
Right.
okay?
You're not terrible. And he is the king of good.
You know what he is? Honestly, he's a better-looking Pete Carroll. That's Mike Tomlin. They're essentially rah-rah clapper guy.
Pete Carroll with soul.
And less gum.
No, but but even Mike, David, it looks like the losing is affecting Tomlin. He doesn't have to cool anymore. He just looks angry every game. Angry at his players. Angry that I got to show up to Pittsburgh.
Oh, I wonder
angry
whose
that I'm
fault
here.
it is that we're losing and not that great.
Okay.
Angry
Be
now
Mike
I got
Tomlin.
Aaron Rodgers. Like, okay.
No, it's that you're living what I'm living, just a better version of it. You were beholden to a quarterback for way too long.
Yes.
With Big Ben, like
Yes.
my team was with Eli.
Yes.
And now you're enjoying the tasty aftermath.
You're exactly right.
famous Jameis.
So let's get to the final 3 coaches here for the hot seat.
Dayball.
Zach Taylor, Bengals. Mike McDaniel for the Dolphins.
Yes.
And
Dayball.
Dayball for the Giants.
Magma. Honestly, 2 of the 3 should be fired on basis. The
Yes.
only reason I give Zach Taylor any credit, once again, flowchart, Stefanski. You're coaching a bad organization that openly alienates its players.
Right. Every day, your players walk into the Bengals locker room mad, not at you, but at management. And your job for the first hour is to de-escalate it just to get them ready for practice. You have to be their therapist. Let them vent. Okay, we good now? Okay, guys, let's go practice. And then it's watch, rinse, repeat. The Dolphins, that's a bad organization. They just can't find a way to win. And when you can't win a game in cold weather, and everybody knows that, come December, January, unless you are the number 1 seed, you're playing in Buffalo. You're playing in Baltimore.
Yeah, in
You're
other
playing
news,
Kansas City.
boobs are fun. That's been their story since Shula was there.
I know.
And he got a steakhouse named after him. I mean,
Yes,
come
he
on.
did.
Come on.
He also went undefeated.
Yeah, 53 years ago.
Him and Bobby Knight, man.
Wow. Okay. All right. That is your
But Dayball, he needs another chance.
Magma.
Another chance. Stop
He
it.
needs another chance.
Stop it.
David.
I wish I had the button that Dr. Evil had when he flipped Will Ferrell over.
David.
I'm still alive.
When he gets his quarterback,
Stop it.
he'll be fine.
Stop it.
Let him draft a quarterback.
Listen, this is his way of being cute. Just let him do his thing. It doesn't. I know we're going 3-14. It's okay. It's fine. Keep Dayball again.
You really don't think that Russell Wilson, I mean, in all seriousness,
No.
can't get you to 7 wins?
No. I think we have a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense and a bottom 5 offense. I think we're a worse version of the Steelers last year.
Yes.
But Russell got them to the playoffs.
That was
No, Mike, I'm not saying that this is some great thing, but we're acting like Russell Wilson didn't turn water into wine in Pittsburgh.
the defense is what got us.
And that's what I'm saying. With the defense, a top 10 defense, and Russell Wilson just not turning the ball over, you could fall into 7 wins.
Wow. Is there an award for that?
Yes.
And on that note, that is in football today.
I'm badly burned.
Brought to you by MyMichiganRoof.com. Tarek Skubal takes the mound tonight for the start of a 3-game series against the Athletics at Comerica Park. Trade rumors starting to swirl around the Major League best 49-30 Tigers. Both a starter and reliever could be on their wish list. Manager A.J. Hinch says they're always evaluating pitching around the league to try and figure out which arms have the best tools they're looking for. Tonight's the start of a 6-game homestand for the Tigers, 3 against the Athletics, then 3 against the Twins, ending in Sunday Night Baseball at Comerica Park for the first time since 2017. The Athletics start Luis Severino tonight, first pitch 6:40, 6:15 pregame here on 97.1. Detroit Stars, past and present, will tee it up tomorrow for the Pro-Am at the Rocket Classic. Headlining the list at Detroit Golf Club, Barry Sanders, Dylan Larkin, Alex DeBrincat, and Jake Bates. The Pistons hold the 37th pick in the NBA draft, which starts tomorrow night. ESPN says the pick should be Florida State wing Jameer Watkins. The Athletic mocking Wisconsin forward John Tanji. And Michigan will play against Duke for the first time in over a decade in February. The Wolverines and Blue Devils take the floor in Washington, D.C. for a non-conference game. These two teams last played in 2013. Duke beat Michigan that year at Cameron Indoor. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Luke Sloan. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
5 o'clock, good to have you with us. It's been a pretty busy day. We heard from Trajan Langdon earlier. We'll get you that audio at 5:30, but it's basically a wet fart, quite honestly. It's him saying, we're not going to do anything. We're not going to be aggressive. We're going to develop and things. So
A little underwhelming.
We'll get to it. Also, we had a little fun with this Noah Dobson stuff. There's a report someone's after Noah Dobson. And it's not the Red Wings.
I was about to say, is it Steve?
No,
Is he listening?
no. But here's the thing: it would be a team that is desperate to make the playoffs, that plays in the East, and they want to be better than you. So it sounds like Buffalo's getting involved a little bit.
Buffalo's in the mix. So is St. Louis, another team that not in the East, but is looking to get better than out of the playoffs, which is a move that teams like that make. This is what teams that are out of the playoffs or just barely miss or just need a star. That's what they do.
So keep an eye on it again. Noah Dobson, 25 years old, is going to be a restricted free agent, one of the top 20 defensemen in hockey. Yeah, he had a bit of a down year. So did the whole Islanders. So did Sorokin. But is he a bad goalie now? Barzal had an injury-riddled year. Does he suck? Look, the point is, we had a conversation about it. I made Kenny an offer. Odyssey.com rewind if you want it. I want to go back to the Skubal comments.
Okay.
And I want to present this a different way because I know where you and I are with this, but I want to see if we can draw feedback from the people.
Okay.
So Skubal's comments. I'll read this. Sorry about that. I had up JJ Paterka stats. My point is, I do.
Okay.
His comments were, listen, winning's where my focus is at. There's been some comments made that are interesting, not from me, but I'm going to be focused on winning and doing what I can do. It has nothing to do with me not wanting to be here. I hope that's clear. But there's a business side of this game that's not as beautiful as the baseball side of the game, and that's just what it is. I want to ask the question this way, Rico, to you guys out there in listener land. Have you made peace with the fact that Skubal's gone? That you have him now, and that's all that matters. Or that you have him maybe next year. I'm not going to get into trade stuff, but make no mistake, at the end of this season, there would have to be a conversation at the winter meetings. But let's just, for the sake of radio and serenity,
There's an expiration date.
have you made peace with a true best window of this year, next year? The Skubal window. And therefore, we need to go all in at the deadline, not in a silly way, but to try to win this thing. Mm-hmm. Have you made peace with that? Or do you still hold out hope they will get some form of long-term pact done with Skubal? I leave that to you. I'm rooting for that, but I've made peace with reality. He's probably gone. Mm-hmm. He'll look great in Yankee pinstripes. I can't wait.
Can't help you with that. But no, I've made peace with it, Mike, because I look at Skubal the same way I did with Ben Johnson as the offensive coordinator of the Lions. You knew it wasn't going to last forever.
Oh, I like this.
Ride it till the wheels fall off.
Is Scooble Ben Johnson? Is Ben Johnson Scooble? So that means you're going to make fun of Scooble when he leaves and call him an idiot like you did Ben Johnson, right?
Some may. No, some may. Oh, he didn't really like it here anyway, and he was probably tanking at the end. And he could have pitched more innings.
Right. Guy's going to go back-to-back Cy Youngs. Yeah, he could have done more.
He could have pitched more innings. He could have threw a complete game.
But when he's asked about
Verlander threw no hitters.
When he's asked about his future, he said it's not about not wanting to be here. It's business.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I've made peace with it. Have you? 248-539-9797. I just wanted to approach it a different way, Rico, because the encourage, discourage thing, it just didn't hit.
Right.
But it's up to you guys. That's there for you. If you want to continue the Red Wing, where's the it's like the 80s commercial. Where's the beef? Like where
it's supposed to be somebody back there. I don't see anybody back there.
Where's anything?
Right.
And we'll get to Langdon at 5:30. David, have you made peace with it? Based on that comment, are you in a mindset, we have them now, it's all that matters, it's a 2-year window?
I understand what Scooble's going to do. He's going to go to the highest bidder. But I have not come to peace with it. I'm really, in my mind, upset about it. Yeah, I'm truly upset about it. I really have not come to peace.
What did you just play?
Oh, I told you that was real.
That was real.
Yeah, you didn't hear it yesterday?
No.
Oh, he was getting on a helicopter, and he was asked about Iran and Israel and the ceasefire and how like they agreed to it, but then rockets were flying around, and he basically was like me if I were walking to it. If I were president, here's what I'd sound like.
Live on TV.
Live! Yes! It was amazing. And it describes Detroit sports.
I'll allow it.
I'll
allow it.
How's that Iser plan going?
Are they going to get another edge rusher?
No, I can't say that. Brad Holmes is excellent, but the drop is funny. Okay. You didn't believe me. And the resemblance is uncanny.
Okay, only because AI takes over. I believe.
So you thought it was AI?
I believe nothing that I see anymore. Because okay, that was funny as AI. You show me some AI things. I will talk about.
Well, yeah, because you thought the Brady Eli Manning thing.
Right, I thought when Eli Manning attacked Tom Brady, I'm like, oh, that's AI.
That's like how I'm going to feel when the Wings get Ekblad. Is this AI or is this real? Oh, the Wings have gotten Robertson. Oh, I got duped again. 248-539-9797.
Right, so you never know. It's just like this Sam Laporta and the Pope getting blessed by the Pope. I'm looking at this now.
That's real.
That's real?
That's real.
He got blessed by the Pope.
Him and his wife, yes, that's real.
Fantastic. Okay. Let's go to Lamont, 97.1. Lamont, what's going on? All right, Lamont's not around, I guess. Let's go to Ryan, 97.1. Ryan, what's up, buddy?
What's going on?
What's going on, Ryan?
Hey, so Rico, you just compared Tariq to Ben Johnson, and I understand your point there, but I don't really love the comparison. You know, in the NFL, when offensive coordinators, do their job, they're expected to go out and get a head coaching job. But with Scooble, best pitcher in the league, our job now is to keep him around, keep him on the team, and not let him go. And I am so tired of all of these sports teams in Detroit not wanting to pay their best guys the money that they deserve. And I'm just tired of seeing these guys walk away and us just not ever getting anywhere closer to a championship.
All right. I don't disagree with the emotion of it, Ryan, but understand something. It takes two to tango. Look, if Scooble and Boris want to redefine the market, all right, Zach Wheeler makes 42. The highest paid lefty in the league makes about 37. Let's just settle in the middle and say, all right, he wants 40 a year. Ryan, if they want 8, 9, 10 years, can you really sign that? After a guy's, because he's already had Tommy John, he's already had the flexor tendon surgery, he's headed towards age 30. Ryan, I don't disagree in the least. If you said to me, Mike, what if we offered him $50 a year for the next 4? If he'd take it, I'd pay it. Mm-hmm. But Ryan, Scooble wants the last bite at the apple. He wants that Garrett Cole kind of deal, the Max Fried kind of deal. I can't kill him either. Ryan, I'm with you. You're not wrong, but I'm not going to crush the organization either. If a pitcher, look just what happened with Jackson Jobe, right? Gone. See you in 2 years. Ryan, I don't know, man. They're just in a tough spot.
Injury though, Mike.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, Ryan. Go ahead.
You can't be scared of those injuries. Yeah, they're going to happen, and I totally get that's part of the game. But if you're just constantly in fear that, I'm going to pay this guy money and then him just get injured, you're never going to get anywhere in any sport.
No, I agree. I think it's a little different.
Somebody's going to bite the bullet and pay him. So why can't it be us when we're not paying anybody else other than, Javi, but whatever.
It can be you. I'm not saying it can't. And Ryan, if you listen to the show for a decent amount, I don't play the middle on stuff. If I have an opinion, I just give it to you, right, wrong, or otherwise. This one, I do. I see both sides of it, Ryan. You're not wrong, and I don't think the team's wrong for not just being 10 years. When a pitcher has had 2 catastrophic arm injuries, it has to be factored into the calculus. I'll give you an example. All right, let's say he was in pristine health, age 29 season, and he wants a 10-year deal. In order for me to make sense of this, that I'm going to make him the highest paid pitcher in the game, I got to get 5 of those 10 years to be exactly what they are now. Mm-hmm. So Pete Clayton Kershaw. Now, I'm spitballing. If you want to pull up the numbers to prove me wrong or prove me right, go for it. Pete Kershaw, I think he had a 6-year run. Well, Scooble's 2 years into that 6 years. So I would need 4 more, 5 more. Mm-hmm. I understand if a team doesn't want to do it. I do.
Right. It's why last year was a year to lock him up. You would have had last year, this year, and still maybe 2 or 3, maybe even 4 more years.
Yeah, and now the cost is only going up with back-to-back Cy Youngs.
Right, because my biggest concern is by the time you lock him up, let's just say you do, man, those final 4 years, you're going to be saying, well, what are we paying for? Because when a pitcher goes bad, he goes bad quickly. And now you're on the hook for $40 million a year. Good luck with that.
I don't know. Hey, guys, if you think I'm being soft about it, I'm not mad. You can make fun of me or say, where's your big opinion now, jackass? Where's your big opinion now, jackass? Righto.
I threw the softball up.
No, and you should knock it out of the park. Is it wrong that once in a while I do see both sides? I just do. But I've made my peace that last year when you were bringing up, hey, this team's going nowhere fast, which factually they were, and you wanted to trade him, you weren't wrong. But I told you what it was going to take for me to agree with you.
Right. At that point, it looked like you probably could go ahead and offer him to Baltimore and get, a bunch of people and picks back. Now, yeah, it looks to me the Tigers feel like they've made him a fair offer. He wants more than that, and I think they've hit an impasse where, how about we just play baseball, and we'll figure this out later. And by figuring it out, seems like, probably going to be on a different team in a couple of years. But have you made peace with that?
I have. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I have too.
Here's the other thing. Look, and I don't want to do. They've got the best record in baseball. I really don't want to do this, but the point is, you also have to factor in. Okay, well, tell me what kind of team they're going to be. If you're going to pay a pitcher $40 million and have a $140 million payroll like they do right now, that doesn't add up to me.
Because I'm saying that may be the other thing is, what are we adding? If you sign me this long,
hey, tell me they're going to have a $200 million payroll. Rock and roll. I'll agree with Ryan.
Yeah, maybe I'll even take less because I know we're going to bring in other stars.
Okay, that's not happening. Okay. But I appreciate the sentiment. That's truly heartwarming. All right, Moran Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 selling Chevy dealer. You need a truck, they have got you covered. 25 Silverado LT Crew Cab, $249 a month, 0 down. All the savings. Or they've got the Blazer EVs, $199 a month, 0 down. Both deals 24 months, low mileage leases. Only at Moran Chevrolet, where you always get the best price, period. Find your ride fast and easy, MoranExpress.com, or stop in on Gratiot, just north of 15 Mile in Clinton Township. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Okay, let me do this. I just tried to break this down a little bit because if caller Ryan is still out there, I want to just see if I can make one more run at this. Both sides have a point, but I want to use Clayton Kershaw as the comp. Now, Kershaw is what you have right now. Okay, peak Kershaw is current Scooble. Current Scooble is peak Kershaw. When did the Dodgers pay Clayton Kershaw? Oddly enough, as Wojo would say, it was between his age 28 and 29 season. When would you be paying Scooble? You guessed it. So here's Kershaw up to the point that the Dodgers paid him. Okay? The numbers they're unbelievable. I mean, there's just no other way around it. And they disappeared on me. Give me a moment. I'll get these right. Okay. Guys, I want to apologize.
All right, David.
I am
take
sorry.
A text while Mike gets
David,
that.
you know what I did is I was trying to build it in the aggregate, and I copy pasted. I go, okay, let me put this first 8 years here, and then I have the other 8 years here. What happens? A full-blown meltdown on the Betamax 3000. I'm sorry to everyone, and I suck. Let me just go to the people.
Back to Windows 98.
Get it right. How about this? Here's a clue to the story. The second portion of it isn't as good as the first. Not even close.
Okay.
You pay a pitcher deep into their 30s, it's probably a problem.
When he falls off, he falls off.
Yeah, the results are not going to be good.
And normally they don't come back. They don't pull a Roger Clemens.
Yeah, basically here, since getting paid, here's what it is. So I know, and I'm sorry. He's basically made 100 less appearances in the same amount of time. It was 264 to 167, 86 and 34. ERA is still good, but he was nowhere near. He every year prior, Cy Young, All-Star. The gaps, the injuries, the different things. I understand if they don't want to pay him. I do. Right. What do you want me to say?
No. And you wonder if it's one of those, is it term where, you know what, the Tigers are saying, we'll pay you the amount per year, but for lesser years.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know. I'm speculating 8 to 10 years, and they're like, how about 4 to 5? How about 5 years? We'll go that.
I mean,
max.
here it is by WAR, right? So just a baseline good value, right? So started his age 21 season when he really took a foothold and started 30 games, all right? He starts 31 games, 4.7 WAR. The next year, age 22, 32 games, a 5.6. The next year, 33 games, a 6.8. 33 games, 6.4. 33 games, 8.1. 27 games, 7.7. 33 games, 7.2. All right, here's age 28. 21 starts, but a 5.8. He was he had like an ERA of 1 that year. All right. Age 29 season. Now, they pay him after this year. 27 starts and a 5 WAR. Okay, so they pay him. Ready? Mm-hmm. Here's the starts and the WAR. 26 and 3.3. 28 and 3.3. 10 and 1.8. 22 and 2.3. 22 and 3.5. 24 and 3.7. 7 and a negative 0.3. And 7 and a 0. Pre-contract, post-contract. Mm-hmm. No, they're not totally equal people with different histories. I understand.
No, Mike, it's a good comparison because we keep saying, look at what he's doing, and we're comparing him to Kershaw, and that's just it. I think that I see where the Tigers are coming from. I would not want to lock him up for a long term.
Not 10, probably not 8. But if that's what they're seeking, and we don't know, guys, it's just the comment, the business, it suggests they're far apart.
Because I'm Scott Harris. My max would probably be 6 years. And after that, I don't know what you're going to be.
And if I'm the guy on television, you got to go get a barber. I mean, what is ESPN doing there? You got to take
Jeremy Woo. He's the ESPN draft expert.
That's fine. Get the haircut. What is going on over there? That's unbelievable.
He's looking at film and he's looking at tape and all this.
He looks like Kenny Cott when Kenny takes his hat off. It's ridiculous.
I thought you meant Ace Bailey.
No, well, he needs. I mean, what are we doing here? Jeremy, come on. Let's go.
It worked for Nick Wright. So.
Okay, then we'll go to Anthony, 97.1. What's up, Anth?
What's up, guys? I was just listening to you guys talking about the Scooble contract. I was just listening to that last call you had saying, lock him up, pay him. And it's, nothing happened, so what? That's kind of what prompted me to call here. The whole the long-term contracts, we just kind of got done with one with Cabrera. It's kind of fresh in our minds. That's kind of an example of a bad one that goes. But, Mike, you're kind of comparing him to Kershaw there. Everyone knows who Kershaw is. Yeah. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I kind of like the numbers. I like the comparison you're talking about. My whole thing is I don't like the long-term. I don't say lock him up. And if you are going to be someone that's supporting that, you can't complain when it does go bad because you have all these examples, all of these cases of these long-term contracts, paying these guys for what they did in the past, not knowing the future. All these sabermetrics that came out in the past couple of decades trying to predict the future, you still can't predict the future. They're trends and patterns, but you can't tell what's going to happen tomorrow.
Agree. No, and I'm Anthony. It's a rare time. I see both sides. I can't yell and scream about it. I've made peace with it. I think we have them now, and next year, if they choose, let's go and let's go all in as we can, and let's try to win the World Series. And I think that is
saying that.
That's it.
Yeah, no. I think we're in a period right now. We got a year or two. We're in a little period right now where we could get hot and win it. After that, there's really no reason to lock him up. You're just paying him for something that he did in the past and blocking money for other people that you could get to win then. Otherwise, you're just kind of
Yeah. And
You
you know
got a
what?
38 hobbling Cabrera.
Let me say this too. I mean, Anthony, I know I've got a bad viewpoint on this, but I feel like the game has evolved where I'm careful paying pitchers because I view pitchers as 5 and 6 inning guys now. I pay you $40 million. You're not going to go out there and give me 7 complete games in a season. It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a trend I've noticed over the last few years. Is you're not getting these guys where we were really spoiled. I grew up with guys like Verlander and Scherzer and Sanchez and all these guys who would go 7, 8 innings regularly. I was so spoiled back then, thinking that's how all pitchers were going to go. But then I really noticing the 5 innings, the 4 innings, the 6 innings. You got these openers. The game is evolving. You're right, Mike.
And it just makes you question, all right, $40 million a year, how many years fully guaranteed? Then you do, and I know, caller Ryan didn't want to hear it. You have to factor in these pitching injuries, man. Yeah. These injuries.
He's already had 2. And, it's like, okay, is it going to happen again? And there's no guarantee.
Look, the other thing is they have to decide what they want to be. I don't have the answer. They got a $140 million payroll right now. If you're telling me that the future cast is $225, then it changes the opinion where you go, F it. And try to pay them.
And what are you going to surround me with? If I stick with you and I sign this long-term deal, I don't want to be the best player at all times.
Right.
I want to look into the clubhouse and I want to see other guys who are all-stars. And don't tell me about people who aren't here yet on the farm system.
But have you seen Max Clark in Paducah County?
Because that would be my biggest, okay, I'm signing here. I'm locked in. I don't want to be here all by myself and doing pitching chaos and doing hitting chaos and all of that. That's fun for a little bit, but after a while, you look at other teams like they got a bunch of stars.
Look, if at the end of this, I got a couple of Cy Youngs and I made the World Series, okay, what am I paying moving forward? I'm with Rico on this, guys. I mean, I love disagreeing and battling and having fun, but last year was the time to sign him. And once they couldn't get something done, I've just made peace that, okay, we're going to enjoy Skubal every time he pitches. We're going to try to win the World Series now and hopefully next year. But beyond that, no, I've made peace that I think he's gone. I want to be wrong. But I'm not going to stress about it anymore. There's no point. They're 20 games over 500. You know what I'm stressing about? Doing something no GM in this town does. Make moves at deadline. I want multiple relievers and a right-handed bat. Let's go. Chapman, Ozuna, go get me a little, go get me Pete Fairbanks. I don't care. Let's go. Let's give it a rip. The AL sucks. You could own the thing. If you were in the NL, you'd be 8 to 10 games worse.
It's true.
The AL, I mean, this is, oof. My team included, the Yankees are ass.
You're getting real close to locking up your division, it seems like.
It doesn't take much. Division's awful. 248-539-9797. We'll get some of the calls. We got a football today to get to as well. 97.1.
Brought to you by Applied Innovation. Pistons president of basketball operations Trajan Langdon talking about the draft and free agency during a press conference at the team's facility in Midtown this afternoon. Langdon says continuing to develop the team's young talent is the priority this summer, saying the Pistons won't be super aggressive with trades or free agents. Langdon says he'd like to see his own free agents back, and all those free agents are interested in a return. He says Jaden Ivey and Isaiah Stewart will both be ready for camp. As for the number 37 pick, their strategy, best player available, and the Tigers open up a 6-game homestand at Comerica Park tonight. Tarek Skubal's on the mound against the Athletics. They'll start Luis Severino, their big offseason signing. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Luke Sloan. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
Quick check of the ticket text. I do have a fun draft vortex thing for us to get into. We will walk you up to Tiger Baseball. David, first though, ticket text. What do you got, bud?
I've accepted Scooble won't be here long term, but I will be pissed if he walks and we get nothing in return.
You can't have it both ways. Look, I want to state this for the record, okay? This has nothing to do. You're not going to be able to make fun of your organization. You're not going to be able to bitch about not spending. You put out almost $200 million for Alex Bregman, okay? The point is, it might not be in the best interests of the organization to do this, pending what the ultimate outlay is. If they're seeking a 10-year deal, I'm actually going to defend the organization, okay? Mm-hmm. I mean, right now there might be, I'm being serious with you, might be one pitcher I'd give a 10-year deal to right now. It might be Paul Skeens. There's the list.
Yeah, right now.
And by the way, he'll probably blow out too.
No. But the thing is, if I can get that deal right now, I would do it. Why? You're going to have the majority of his prime, and you're going to be able to get basically you'll be able to recoup your money because he's going to win.
The point to people is you can't thread this needle. Oh, I'm going to be upset if he walks. Well, that's the cost of having him now and next year. The time, look, for all the slander that Rico took, the time if you were going to deal him was last year when you were 10 games out of first place. They didn't do it. They got the Disney movie, and now they're 20 games over 500. So now you're never doing it. And the cost of that is you're going to lose them on the back end. Now, maybe we do a show this winter where magically they've signed him. And that's what we all would like to see. But I'm not going to harangue the organization if they decide to not give this guy an industry-defining deal as he approaches 30. Come on, man. I'm not going to – what do you want me to – I'm not going to lie to my audience.
Based on who our general manager is, I still hold out a glimmer of hope that Scooble can be re-signed long-term.
Why would you have the glimmer of hope based on who your general manager is? I don't understand that. I don't. What is the? Like Scott Harris has done a lot well, but if we're really candid, some of the biggest mistakes have been with starting pitchers. The Maeda deal, the Cobb deal thus far. Look, bringing Jack back when the guy's got an ERA of almost 5, and I understand a couple starts balloon it, call it a 4 ERA. He hasn't been the same. I don't know, like. Look, you could say he's redefined what your minor league system is. Amen. Scott Harris has been tremendous. Getting player development to be a thing, which the Tigers didn't have for a quarter of a century. Those things I'll support you on. Finding players, yes. Yeah. The pitching, take it easy there for a minute.
Maybe Water finding its level with Fetter because we just thought that anybody.
No.
Okay.
No.
No and no.
No and no.
Okay.
Chris Fetter, and this is the biggest compliment I can pay. He's a witch.
No, he
has a. I would imagine Chris Fetter has a cauldron of witch's brew, and all of a sudden, once he gives you a tablespoon of this, you throw 98 miles an hour.
Okay.
No Fetter slander.
It's not slander. I'm saying the water is just it's leveling out a little bit.
I gotta wait because they are. Listen, you're missing Cobb. I gotta see it. I hated the signing, but I'll let the man pitch before we do whatever we do.
Still Getty?
No.
Yes and yes.
Okay, David.
I have made peace. He gone, guys. That is what it is.
Yeah. And again, I wouldn't blame the organization because it's clear they've made an offer and Scooble's telling you, I want to be here, but the business side of it. Okay, then that says that Boris is after something that's really out there. Now, if you find out that Scooble leaves and he signs an 8-year deal for $200 million, no, then I think you get to be upset. That's the difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, now again, if he's getting an AAV of 25 a year, no, you just got to pay it.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah.
But I don't think that's the case. I really have a hard time seeing Scooble off back-to-back Cy Youngs not getting minimum Garrett Cole, Blake Snell money of 36.5, 37, much less up to the Wheeler number of 41.
Yeah, I was saying at least 35 to 40, somewhere in that range.
Just go get Marcell Ozuna. Go get me 2 relievers. Beep, bop, boop, bop, beep. We'll see in the World Series.
But they got to be all in. They have to be all in.
That's what I'm doing.
See, I wonder if both things can just be true. Like maybe they go all in plus they pay him, because I'm not in the room, but man, if I'm locked up for a while making that much money, but I don't have players around me that can help me at my level, you gotta wonder, like, man, I need more. I need a higher payroll with this team.
There you go. And again, I have no way of knowing what they determine their future to be on a payroll basis. If you're telling me that they are going to gradually ramp this thing up and become a top 10 payroll again, you're 100% right. You sign the guy. But I'm approaching this. Look, their payroll's $140 million. Even with a modest increase, call it 150, 160. Scooble making 40 is 25% of your payroll. Are you really ready to do that? That's a tough one. Even with salary offsets that a lot of the young players don't make money, that's a tough thing to do. I don't know. I'm saying I don't know. That's why I'm not killing the team and I'm not killing him. It just is what it is sometimes.
Right.
And right now I'm focused on now and next year. Go all in. Let's get this done. Yeah. And give yourself the best shot. Because if you get into a World Series, it's a coin flip. It really is. Go play it. That's how you lost to the Cardinals with Anthony Reyes and his flat brim. Yeah, you never should have lost to that team.
Everyone thought the World Series was coming home to Detroit. Everyone did.
And then what happened? Any Tigers fielder in that series. Ball was flying everywhere. Whee!
Yeah, wasn't that when they practiced at Ford Field?
Okay.
After they had just went 0-16?
David.
And the only one that did it was Kenny Rodgers, and he was the only one that was worth anything.
Matt in Romulus says, I have not given up yet, but that hope is in the single digits.
Okay. Is it wrong that I'm just not focused on it? That it doesn't matter to me in the here and now? They're 20 games over 500. I don't care. I don't think you're getting a deal done in season, so why am I stressing about it? I'm not. That comment, I don't know, it just feels like there's a gap in negotiations. Guess when we'll deal with it? Christmas. I don't care.
I think I'll deal with it in a month, depending on what they do at the deadline. Knowing that these are his comments, knowing that he's probably not signing.
David, if they don't make aggressive moves at the deadline in the arms race that is baseball to become good enough to be, and if I have to hear, and I hear this all the time in the other day parts, well, we've got a better record than the Mets. Okay. You play in the AL, they play in the NL.
Just look how much money they spent.
Okay. You get my point.
I do.
All right. If you've been injured in an auto accident, you're drowning in medical bills, now you're dealing with insurance companies who couldn't care less about you. Injury attorney David Femininio. Look, call him. Get David, get paid. It's not just a catchy phrase. It is a promise. Someone you know has been injured. Don't sit there and hope things get better. Call David at 855-65-CRASH or go to that website, getdavidgetpaid.com. That's getdavidgetpaid.com. Thank you, Douglas. All right, NBA draft tomorrow night. Pistons don't have a pick, but I wanted to just show you. We get to delight, now that the Pistons are actually decent, we can delight in others' misfortune. I want to present to you the 4 all-time horrific draft vortexes in NBA draft history. 4 teams, runs of 8 to 10 years, simply drafting the Walter Sleepy Sharps of the world. David, a little music, please. All right, now, the 4 teams. I'm going to give you a hint. You guess the teams. Then I'm going to give you the years. And I want to see if you can fill in some of the bums they drafted. I mean, when I tell you it's bad, this is bad. One of them should be pretty damn familiar.
Portland.
No, just
Okay,
hold on.
okay.
Hold on.
Okay, I thought we got to pick.
This guy's all boned up over here. Hold on. One of them you're mighty familiar with. Another one is a Rico Beard out-of-town familiarity. Another is a punchline I always use. Regardless of sports, I use this team to describe absolute futility. And the other one has had one of the greatest falls from graces in the last 2 years of any team in the league. Those are your 4 teams. Venture a guess now.
I was going to go Portland.
No. David.
Charlotte.
Yes. That is my punchline. All right. Here are the years. How many of the bums can you name? The run they had from, it's basically their existence, but 2012 through 21. Can you name their first-round draft picks?
One I do know.
Okay, go ahead.
Miles Bridges.
Yes, that was 2018. Off-court derailed a lot of that.
Right.
David.
Okafor.
No, that was Philly. You want some help?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 2012, Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
Wow.
Adam Morrison has to be on there.
No,
that
that
was-
predates it.
Oh, okay.
2013, Cody Zeller.
Ugh.
Okay, we're stacking bums now. Here's a Rico Beard Big Ten crush. You loved him. He went to Indiana, and he torched Michigan State. 2014.
Oladipo?
No, Noah Vonleh.
Oh.
2015. Maybe the most Wisconsin player ever.
Decker.
No, Frank Kaminsky.
Okay.
17, Malik Monk.
Yeah.
Right.
18, Miles Bridges, PJ Washington, LaMelo Ball, and James Boatwright.
James Boatwright.
Yeah, well, remember? Workout guru.
Oh, my Lord.
Shot up the draft board. The local one, it's the Pistons. They made this list. This is from 2013 to 2020. So just go ahead.
So Austin Day's got to be in there.
Hang on a second.
Killian
Rico.
Hayes.
There you go. 2020.
I'm sorry. You needed that one. Yes. Go
All
ahead.
right. It kicked off in 2013. Here's a hint. This player just got shipped out by his current team because he had an awful contract.
Sadiq Bey.
No. Think earlier in the week and a team that I think's better than the Pistons.
Chris Middleton.
KCP.
Oh, okay.
2015, Stanley Johnson. 2016, It might be the worst non-narcoleptic pick the Pistons have ever had. 2016, think white guy from Wisconsin who didn't go to Wisconsin.
I was going to say Austin Day.
Henry Ellenson. Luke Kennard and his arthritic knee.
Ugh.
Oh, wait, 2019, the Doug Carr, Scott Anderson. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, Sekou Doumbouya. Yeah, Sadiq Bey, Beef Stew, and Rico's favorite croissant salesman, Killian Hayes. Let's go to a place Rico loves this town. He would visit there quite often. Spartan owns the team.
Phoenix.
Okay. The run they had from 2012 to 2020 is absolutely astonishing. 2012, I'm just going to give the player to you. You'll never name him. Kendall Marshall.
Oh, my. I would have never guessed that
2013. Think Big Ten big man disappeared forever. popped up to be a valuable reserve for them a couple years ago. Short last name.
I got nothing.
No, Alexander Len. Yeah, I know. TJ Warren. Now, the Devin Booker pick was great.
Yes.
But it's offset by Marquise Chris and Dragon Bender.
Marquise Chris.
Shout
Dragon
out,
Bender, you know?
Shout out Apple Jackson, Josh Jackson.
Josh Jackson.
DeAndre Ayton, which was a terrible pick because they could have taken Luka. Why didn't they? Because Robert Sarver's a huge donor to University of Arizona. Their cardiac medical center is named after him. They wanted the Wildcat, Cam Johnson, and Jalen Smith.
Well, Cam Johnson's pretty good, but yes.
The last one. 2 years ago, you would have thought they were building a power in the West. The phrase light the beam.
Oh.
Now,
Sacramento.
Now they've just decided we'd rather be the Chicago Bulls with worse uniforms, and we'll take all of your players in a bizarre Martian roster flip. Here we go, 2011 to 2018. The guy they took in 2011, white guy, rapper, Glens Falls, New York.
Wasn't White Chocolate, was it?
Has a name no one's ever heard of before. White Chocolate, you're only about 20 years too late.
Said white guy.
Yeah, more than one of us play the sport, okay? I give you Jimmer Fredette.
Oh, my God.
2012, where are my Jayhawks at? Had notoriously tiny arms. He was the Dominic Raiola of the draft. He was a T-Rex. Thomas Robinson,
He was a
fifth
big guy,
overall.
yeah.
But if you didn't have enough there, let's run it back the next more. Ben McLemore, Nick Stauskas, Willie Cauley-Stein. Oh, ready for this? This is the best. 2016. This is why the one and done rule stinks. This guy stunk in college for a year and he still got taken. Scal LaBCA.
Oh, my God.
But wait, they're not done drafting ass. 2016. Oh, they got a Greek freak, all right. Except this guy's like a paint salesman. George Papagiannis. De'Aaron Fox was
That
good.
was supposed to be a good pick.
De'Aaron Fox was good, and they followed that up, not capitalizing on the Suns' idiocy after Ayton. They had hired Luka's coach. Didn't take him.
Yes.
They took noted Michigan Animal Rescue League product and all-around mutt, Marvin Bagley III. So next time you're a little sad, the Pistons aren't going to have an active offseason. Guys, you're out of the vortex and you're living the good life. Those are your four.
No, I remember Stauskas going there, and I thought he was actually going to fit in.
Yeah, well, you were wrong. So listen, 4 all-time bad decades by 4 bad franchises.
Wow.
See? No
some
pressure.
Of those right, some of those names.
Dragon Bender. Where's he at? Should be a VH1. Where are they now on some of these guys?
It really should be.
Scal LaBCA?
Jimmer Fredette.
Yes. Noted
Marquise
rapper.
Chris. Marquise Chris.
Yes. All right. That's your NBA Blitz thing, question mark?
Whoa, we're falling all over the place here in the studio. We don't. I have no idea what's going on. Brought to you by National Benefit Plans, though. In the start of tonight's series opener, Tigers and Athletics at Comerica Park will start in a rain delay. The last of the storms working their way through downtown Detroit. Tarek Skubal will start this one for the Tigers when the tarp is pulled. Luis Severino for the Athletics. And when that rain delay ends, you'll hear the game right here on 97.1 The Ticket. Pistons president of basketball operations, Trajan Langdon, holding his pre-draft press conference at the team's facility today. Langdon says the Pistons' offseason strategy, keep developing the team's young talent, not push all the chips in on trades or free agents. Langdon says Jaden Ivey and Isaiah Stewart, though, they're not fully cleared from injury, but will be soon. Pistons hold pick number 37 in the draft starting tomorrow night. As for strategy, Langdon says keep it simple, best player available. Another big trade in the NBA, the Pelicans trading guard C.J. McCollum and center Kelly Olynyk to the Wizards for Jordan Poole and former Pistons first-round pick Sadiq Bey. Former Red Wings captain and Stanley Cup champ Henrik Zetterberg has fallen short of being inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Zdeno Chara, Joe Thornton, and former Spartan Duncan Keith are among the inductees. And midweek odds for the Rocket Classic at Detroit Golf Club show Colin Morikawa as the favorite. FanDuel then listing Patrick Cantlay, Keegan Bradley, and Ben Griffin. First-round play starts Thursday morning. At the Corbell Health Sports Desk, I'm Luke Sloan. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
All right, so you heard the news there. Tiger game's going to start in a rain delay. I'm not going to – I don't want to put bad vibes out there. The weather doesn't look very good through basically 10 o'clock. I don't know. So keep your ear to the ground.
Really?
No, it's just – it is what it is.
Oh, my goodness. This bums me out.
Well, just chill out because I got something for you.
Yeah, what do you got?
Rico, may I, since we're not doing a big finish today?
All right, let's go.
I want to ask Rieger what I asked Kenny. Earlier, I manifested something.
Yeah.
You are now Steve Eiserman.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to role play.
All right, I got the laser beam eyes.
Yeah.
Yes, sure.
No, that would be the version we thought we were getting.
Oh, that's the one that gets the trade for first-round picks.
But I manifested something. I'd mentioned a player yesterday from my own team, and I said, look, I think he's available, and why not this? It was Noah Dobson.
Yes.
25-year-old. Consensus top 20 defenseman in the league. Some people feel like he's a top 15 guy. I'm not going to argue with hockey nerds. The point is, the Islanders have a new GM, new direction. I told Kenny, I said, okay, you're negotiating with me now. So I'm going to make you an offer, and I want you can shoot it down. You can say yes.
All right.
There is no bickering.
I like this. Go
All
ahead.
right?
So hold on. You call my phone. I pick up.
Yeah.
Hello? Steve here.
So here we go. I want to start by telling you what I'm going to do for you. One, I am not going to ask for Sandine Pelican.
Okay, that's beautiful because I'm not giving him up.
No, because I want you to keep him. You deserve that, Steve. I am not going to ask for Sebastian Cossa.
Okay.
You've waited quite a long time, and we want to make sure you keep him.
We're still looking for goalie help, by the way. So I'm not quite sure he's going to be able to play for us this year.
Stay focused.
Side note, my head exploded hearing that report. I'm also not going to take the number 13 overall pick because we know how much you roster prospect worship you got.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I like draft picks.
So here's my offer.
Yes.
I am going to take the dead body of Tarasenko off your
Oh,
hands.
thank you.
Noah Dobson's going to be very expensive, probably about $10 million a year. Let me take the dead body. Let me take the dead body.
Hurry this up. I got a tea time.
Okay, lessen your burden. I want Nate Danielson.
Okay.
I want Nygaard because the Isles need a power forward.
Okay.
And I want Trey Augustine. He's the further out goalie, and I've got Sorokin signed through 2030.
Who decided to go back to Michigan State?
Correct. My point is, I need him later, not now. I've got Sorokin, but I need a center in Danielson because I've got Peugeot, a free agent next year, Anders Lee, a free agent next year. I need to replenish what I got. I'm taking a defenseman up top in Schaefer. I'd like to offer you Noah Dobson and season tickets to the new Belmont Park.
Oh, I hear it's gorgeous. No, but I have one question. Sure. I should know this, but all my guys are out of the office. I gave them the day off. What's Noah Dobson's contract?
He's going to be a restricted free agent. You'll have to pay him probably an AAV of $10 million a year.
After this year?
Yes.
So I get him for this year?
Yes.
Yeah, I would do it.
Got him. Yes.
It's
here's the best part.
That, I mean, I'm sure they think highly of, but they're prospects.
No, that's
and
my point.
When are they going to be up here?
No, yeah. And no. But Kenny said yes to it. You said yes to it. The fans didn't. I don't want to give up.
Really? With prospects nobody watches too, right? Wow. Like Giannis yesterday.
I'm going to tell you
and then today this.
First of all, I loved your topic last night. And originally, before
I didn't believe Bob, I must say. I did not believe Bob.
Before Trajan Langdon treated my hopes like a bedpan and basically just said, yeah, we ain't doing nothing. I was going to do what you did, and I was going to cite you and Wojo. I told Rico, I was all excited. And the topic was titled, Are You People Really This Stupid? And I was just going to do what you guys did.
Really was.
Wings fans did the same thing to me. There's only one person in fandom land who's qualified to tell you who's probably watched. It's Pat. Pat, I guarantee you Pat has a Nygaard highlight reel.
Oh, there's no question.
But my point is, okay, if you don't like this, what's your idea?
Well, no, it's like the same thing, and we're going to go through this when the trade deadline rolls around for baseball. When people start talking about these really nice names that are out there, like I know you guys brought up Chris Sale, who just like
He's
ruptured his rib shack or whatever. But like, dude, like if it took a Max Clark to get a Chris Sale, I would do it in a heartbeat. And not that I don't trust a Max Clark. It's God, what Sale could do for you. And God, I've been around for way too long. A lot of prospects fail. They really do. So, like, we get caught up in the prospects. So, yeah, yesterday, today, that's going to happen. I don't know what to tell you, Mike.
No, and here's the thing. I took my time, looked at, and I even was looking at the Islanders, farm system, where are the holes in the franchise, the cap table, who's leaving. I wanted to put something comprehensive together that, look, I wanted to make it sting. But it's like, now, guess who's involved with Noah Dobson? Kenny had this for us last hour. Buffalo. Another team was trying to get better than you, and guess what they're offering up? So if you thought what I was asking for was bad, they're offering up J.J. Paterka.
Wow.
Great.
And by the way, what if they make the postseason?
I wouldn't be shocked at this point.
Could you imagine?
A year ago, people made fun of Ottawa.
Yeah.
Doesn't it kind of feel like Buffalo has better players than the Detroit Red Wings?
Oh, boy. Okay, I'm not doing that.
I mean, doesn't it kind of?
Now, how does this work?
Would you trade Buffalo's roster for Detroit's roster?
I don't think so.
I bet you're thinking about it.
No, I'm hoping you need to stop. You're digging a hole for yourself here. All right, so the pregame will hit.
Yes, we're going to do a little pregame, and then I think we're starting in a delay because it always rains now. And then it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Tarek Skubal, because let's not forget, he was none too pleased what happened in Game 1 against Pittsburgh. Remember, he's like, oh, that game should have never started. So now this one's starting in a delay, which could totally screw with his, routine. So we'll see what happens.
Freshly shaved head?
I screwed up.
What do you mean?
My settings jumped. So I thought it was on a 3. Next thing I know, I'm on a 1. I look up in the mirror. I'm like, geez. So then I had to go 1 the entire way.
That's actually a good look.
Yeah, what's the problem, dude?
That's a good. I mean, seriously, that's a good look that you have.
Let me ask you a question. Were you born without any confidence, or was this something that you slowly accrued?
Slowly accrued.
No, I think thanks for asking. I have confidence.
No,
sort of.
you don't.
Just in certain things.
Okay.
In really nothing.
Yeah.
Or your golf game.
Like, I'm pretty confident when they go to get like a Chipotle burrito.
I'm confident that your pregame show is
next. Oh, yeah, my guy.
I'm confident. I don't care.
Shh. Enjoy your baseball.